Good evening and welcome. You're watching Center Stage. I'm Rahul Kamal. Today is the 30th anniversary of Operation Bluestar, and at least 12 people were injured in clashes between two groups at the Golden Temple complex in Amritsar. The fighting erupted when a factional leader was denied a chance to speak during a ceremony being observed to mark the 30 years since Operation Bluestar. There were swords that were drawn out, there were lathis that were wielded, several people were detained, and the premises of the Golden Temple shamed on a sensitive day when people were remembering and reflecting on what happened 30 long years ago. My colleague Manamang Singh China files this report from the Golden Temple.
The serene calm of the Golden Temple in Amritsar broken with clashes between Sikh groups. Sword-wielding Sikhs clashed at their holiest shrine on the anniversary of Operation Bluestar. The situation took an ugly turn when Akali leader Simranjit Singh Mann allegedly forcibly tried to deliver a message from the Akal Takht. Mann was prevented from delivering the speech, following which a clash broke out between Akali Dal activists and guards of the SGPC task force. Brandishing swords and lathis, the violence left more than a dozen people injured. Leaders across party lines, including the Shiromani Akali Dal, have condemned the violence.
Shameful. आज ये जो होता है वहाँ क्योंकि लॉ एंड ऑर्डर का कोई प्रबंध नहीं है और दो ग्रुप्स का महान ग्रुप का और एसजीपीसी का झगड़ा हुआ है. इट्स अ वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट थिंग कि हमारे धार्मिक स्थान में ये बातें हों.
I have only got media reports, and according to the media reports, what I hear, what has transpired there is shameful. It hurts the sentiment of every Punjabi, whether he's a Sikh or not. It hurts the sentiment of anybody who has faith in Sikhism and the Golden Temple.
It should not be happen. It's a black day for humanity, not only Sikhs, not only Punjabis, but it should not be happen. It's very unfortunate.
However, the clashes have come as a grim reminder of fragile peace in the backdrop of Operation Bluestar. Bureau Report, headlines today.
On the 30th anniversary of Operation Bluestar, ghastly scenes of an ugly sword fight inside the most religious place of worship of the Sikhs in the country, inside the premises of the Golden Temple. Is it high time that we say no to politics of any kind inside the Golden Temple? Is that at all achievable? Can all sides agree just to that? Not to keep reopening old wounds, but to agree that politics is kept away. Joining us on Center Stage tonight, Bhagwant Mann. He's a member of Parliament from Sangrur in Punjab, representing the Aam Aadmi Party, one of the 4 MPs who won on the AAP ticket. Also with us on the program, Paramjit Sarna, former president of the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee. Vajinder Singh Sirsa, president of the Youth Akali Dal, also a member of the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee. And Kamar Sandhu, senior journalist, joining us from Chandigarh. He's covered Operation Bluestar and understands the ins and the outs of Punjab politics. I want to play those ghastly scenes out on our screen at this time. And I want to begin by asking Mr. Sirsa, who you think is responsible for this? To have such scenes play out on the 30th anniversary of the Golden Temple attack under Operation Bluestar is simply unacceptable. Mr. Sirsa, who do you hold responsible for this? And can you now reach a conclusion where you say enough is enough, no more politics inside the Golden Temple?
Right you are, no doubt. It is the sad day for everybody, being the holiest place, and the today instance has brought a shame to everybody. Who is responsible could be a different question. But this should not happen at all, and I totally agree with you. There is no place for politics at Shri Darbar Sahib at Golden Temple.
No, but you're mouthing platitudes. there may be no place, but there is active politics taking place inside the Golden Temple, outside the Akal Takht, and that is not okay. I want to establish blame and I want to find solutions. Mr. Sirsa, don't mouth platitudes. It's time to take the debate beyond that, sir.
No, when you will start for a blame game, you will get nothing out of that. But yes, today the incident was happened due to the Akali Dal Man group. From last few years, this is the every year drama that is happening at Shri Darbar Sahib. And today also they want to have the mic of that Shri Akal Takht Sahib, and he want to speak over there. When the management told him that the Jathedar of Shri Akal Takht Sahib has a right to speak, nobody else can speak on this stage. And this all happened over there, which we again say it's a sad incident.
Mr. Sarna, do you accept the contention of the Akalis that this is actually a fringe group that caused the chaos? They never wanted things to degenerate. It would have been a solemn occasion. Or do you believe the Akalis are to blame? And are you prepared to accept that we agree here on this program that there must be no politics whatsoever inside the Golden Temple, Mr. Sarna?
But listen, this everybody is saying, but the politics is going on inside Golden Temple. During the elections, they are preferring certain candidates, and they are not showing certain candidates on the TV when the live show is going on. And regarding today's incidents, it is I think, saddest day in the history of the Sikhs, and especially history of Akal Takht. When inside Akal Takht, the fighting is going on like they are butchering each other. And the thing is, okay, Man Dal is participating on 6th of June on this day, and because they are doing it because they are at that time with the whole episode, and Man himself was sentenced maybe for 10 years or 12 years. So this is the responsibility of the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee. They should not use their task force to the extent of beating the opponents with the lathis and the swords. The only matter was by the Akal Takht going on, they have given Sarupa to Man Sahib, and Man Sahib came down. This is all what I am telling you. At that time, one person was there, he was telling me everything on the phone. And then their men wants some person, they asked him that Mr. Man want to speak, and we need a microphone from you. He, in some hardest language, asked him to come up and have this microphone. When he goes there, now the scuffle began from there. He was a lonely person. Task force used to beat him and surrounded him. He came down by escape, and then he informed his person. They all go together, and the things started miserably. I want to ask SGPC President Sardar Avatar Singh Makkad, why he has kept swords and lathis at Akal Takht itself? Why? Why immediately when everybody was armed? From where the swords and lathis have come?
Those are important questions. You are squarely blaming the Akalis for keeping swords and lathis inside the Golden Temple, for having a task force.
Not inside the Golden Temple, sir. Inside Akal Takht, sir. Not inside
the Akal Takht.
Inside
readily available swords and lathis. I want to bring Bhagwant Man, because we are seeing
there are arguments. Many times arguments I have personally know it, but they are never arguments at the sanctuary of the Akal Takht itself, inside the Akal Takht. This is the first time we have seen.
These are very ghastly scenes.
And responsibility goes
who do you blame for what happened, and can we somehow reach the conclusion that there must be no politics whatsoever anywhere inside the Golden Temple?
देखिए, आज जो हुआ बहुत शर्मनाक है. आज इंसानियत के लिए एक ऐसा दिन, काला दिन था जब भारत की फ़ौज ने भारतीयों पर हमला किया था. तो शहीदों को वहाँ जो बेकसूर जाने गई, उनको श्रद्धांजलि देने के लिए ये आज का दिन था. लेकिन आज शायद उनकी आत्मा को बहुत तड़प पहुँची होगी, उनकी आत्मा तड़पती होगी कि आज भी ये तलवारें और माइक के पीछे झगड़े हो रहे हैं, तो हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं. तो पॉलिटिक्स और धर्म इकट्ठे नहीं होने चाहिए, लेकिन अकाली दल इन दोनों को इकट्ठे चलाता है. अकाली दल चलाता है, वो उसी का ये नतीजा है. और वहाँ पे जो राजनीति होती है वो अकाली दल की जेब में से निकलते हैं हुक्मनामे, सभी को पता है।
So
और
both Bhagwat Mann and Paramjit Sarna blaming the Akalis for playing politics inside the Golden Temple.
वहाँ पे जो लाइव टेलीकास्ट चलता है वो जैसे कोई विरोधी पार्टी का नेता अगर दरबार साहब में माथा टेकने आ जाए, लाइव टेलीकास्ट तक बंद कर देते हैं कि ये नहीं दिखाना हमने, तो यहाँ तक वो डोमिनेटिंग।
Mr. Sirsa, how do you respond to the charges leveled by Mr. Sarna that first and foremost it was a saropa which was being given, he was denied the right to speak, and the question about where these swords and lathis suddenly emerged inside the Akal Takht from? Obviously this is a charge, Mr. Sirsa, that's leveled against you and you must respond to it, sir.
Every Sevadar in Shri Darbar Sahib and Shri Akal Takht is supposed to carry this. I think Mr. Sarna is not well aware about the task force of Shri Darbar Sahib and also the staff of Shri Darbar Sahib. Secondly, as Shri Bhagwant Manji said, that the politics of Shri Darbar Sahib, I must remind Bhagwant Manji that at Shri Akal Takht Sahib, only and the only who can speak at Shri Akal Takht is Jathedar of Shri Akal Takht Sahib. Mr. Maan was called upon the stage and he was presented a sropa over there. Had there been any politics, why would have been called on a stage and been given a sropa over there? But when he and his followers came up to the stage and they want to have the mic on the stage, and it was conveyed to them that it is not possible, this is the holiest place and you cannot have politics on the stage. Please, please and please. Thereafter, after refraining so many times, his followers, I mean the people who were along with him, they took out their swords and they attacked the
Kavar
staff
Sandhu, where
of
does the truth
Shri
lie?
Akal Takht.
We are seeing charges, we are seeing counter charges. This is deeply factional.
Listen, sir,
the
one thing I
Akali Dal.
want to clarify is because he has mentioned my name.
Yes, Mr. Sandhu.
1 minute, sir.
Yes, quickly.
When I have been to Akal Takht because they have called me 10 times on the instructions of Badal Dal. Nobody from the task force I have seen swords or lathis in their hands. They have surrounded me. There are about 150 task force men every time. But I haven't seen swords and lathis in their hands.
So are you suggesting, Mr. Sarna, that you believe that this was deliberate by the Akalis to keep the swords and the lathis handy? So they wanted to create the spectre.
Sir,
is that the charge you are leveling, sir?
Listen, sir, the language used at the Akal Takht, I cannot tell. I cannot speak from my mouth. The only thing is, this is
I'm asking you a direct question, Mr. Sarna. Do you believe that the act of keeping the lathis and the swords was deliberate because the Akalis wanted to create and force this showdown? Is that what you're suggesting, sir?
The only thing is, they want to tell the people who will ever try to speak against them, they will be treated like this.
I want to go across to Kavar Sandhu. Kavar Sandhu, in this deeply factional world of Akali politics and Akal Takht politics, which most people don't understand, where does the truth lie? Between the charge and the counter charge, the allegation and the counter allegation, where does the truth lie, sir?
Well, Rahul, I think to start with, I must say that I think the incident today is extremely deplorable. Anything that of this kind, if it happens in the Golden Temple complex, it's absolutely unfortunate and deplorable. More so because people had gathered there on the 30th anniversary of Operation Bluestar. Now, this was the day when people had come to pay homage to all those who had died in the operation. And also, I think this was time for introspection, so that, such a thing does not happen again. And for such a clash to take place on such a day is, I think, extremely unfortunate. Now, on the other thing that what is being debated on the weapons, whether swords and lathis and these kind of things should have been there. Now, to be honest with you, my own feeling is that most of the Sevadars actually do carry a lathi. There's no doubt about it. They also carry some kind of barshas, as they say in Punjabi. But I think the swords possibly would be necessary because a lot of pilgrims, a lot of devotees, when they come there, they are also carrying swords. So should there be a clash, I think the Sevadars have to be well protected. But the point that I am trying to say, I'd like to say here, is that I think there is no scope for politics there. Now, I know that there is the concept of Miri and Piri in Sikhism, but at the same time, I think the concept of having these congregations, political discourses right in front of the Akal Takht and between the Akal Takht and the Darshani Jodi, that's where anybody going into the Golden Temple, into the main sanctum sanctorum, has to pass from there. So I think there should be no political conferences in that particular area. If the political conferences have to be there, they should be possibly a little away.
That's a very important point, and I want to put that question to Bhagwant Maan, that this is where lakhs of tourists come, pilgrims come from all over the world.
Diwan Hall, which is between the main complex and the
Kanwar Sandhu says,
complex.
outside the Akal Takht, in front of the Golden Temple, there must be no politics. Would you want to tell both the factions of those who run the SGPC that please, for heaven's sakes, we fold our hands and say stop politics inside the Golden Temple?
बिल्कुल 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 सही बात बोल रहे हैं संधू साहब। अकाल तख्त हमारी सर्वोच्च अदालत है, वहाँ से हुक्मनामे जारी होते हैं, सभी सिखों को वो मान्य है, सभी सिख इस बात को मानेंगे जो अकाल तख्त से हो। अब अकाल तख्त में तलवारें लेके ये जो आप दिखा रहे हैं टीवी पे शर्मनाक है, और राजनीति करनी है तो बाहर कर लो।
Why not go outside? That's a very important point. Majinder Singh Sirsa.
जो कोई रोष प्रदर्शन करना है, धरना प्रदर्शन करना, बाहर कर लो।
Go out. Go out of the Golden Temple. Do whatever politics you want, but why desecrate the premises of the holy shrine by doing such ugly politics inside the Golden Temple, right outside the Akal Takht, Mr. Sirsa?
I think Bhagwant Maan has been misinformed. There is no as such politics, nothing kind of political.
सरसा साहब आप कैसे कह सकते हो कि ये पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है? किसने बोलना है, कौन बोलेगा, ये कौन डिसाइड करता है? ये SGPC को कौन रन करता है? ये मैं आपको बताऊंगा जी।
नहीं, that's right, that is right. शिरोमणि गुरुद्वारा प्रबंधक
कैसी बात कर रहे हैं सरसा साहब? आप ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं जैसे आप हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं है। हम भी इसी पंजाब में रहते हैं, कैसी बात कर रहे हैं आप?
Are we doing something wrong? मान साहब, are we doing something wrong? We are elected body there.
आप तो ऐसे बातें कर रहे हैं जैसे अकाली दल का धर्म से कोई नाता ही नहीं है।
No. Man Sahab, people have elected us. We are elected body. Are we doing something wrong?
But Mr. Sirsa, take your politics outside the Golden Temple. That's the point that Bhagwant Maan is making.
No, that's right.
That's the point that most right-thinking people watching this broadcast would like to make.
I appreciate that. No.
So why don't you do it?
I appreciate that. We've never done that. I must tell you, I think you are misinformed about this. Today, that was the day that it was about the religious function. It was not a political function. No political leader was there. I think you are misinformed about that. The Jathedar of Shri Akal Takht is not a political leader. How can you say that there was a political setup there? There was no political. I think you are misinformed.
जथेदार ऑफ अकाल तख्त जब ये कहता है कि बादल जैसा कोई नेता नहीं है तो उस समय वो धार्मिक होते हैं।
See that अगर वो आपको अच्छा कहें तो बुरा हो जाएंगे, अगर आपको अच्छा कहेंगे तो ठीक हो जाएंगे।
धर्म के हमारे सबसे बड़े अकाल तख्त के जथेदार के मुंह से ये बात सुने हम के बादल जैसा नेता पैदा ही नहीं हो सकता, कोई क्या ये राजनीतिक नहीं है?
That is right. So that is right. What's wrong
आप मक्कर साहब को पॉलिटिकल नहीं कहते?
That is right.
जो वो वोट मांगने के लिए लोगों के पास जाते हैं, कैसी बात कर रहे हैं?
Mandated. So he has been mandated by the people.
No.
अब ये सीधे कह रहे हैं we are elected by the people, we have got mandate. इसका मतलब they are elected by the people, then they can do everything.
You may have been elected by the people, Mr. Sirsa, but it is not for you to do sword fights inside the Golden Temple, most definitely not. I want to go across to Kanwar Sandhu because this debate can degenerate, Mr. Sandhu, very quickly. But how can we find closure? It's the 30th anniversary of Operation Bluestar.
These are two different things.
No, one second. Just turn those faders down. Kanwar Sandhu, how can we find closure? We're seeing blame, we're seeing counter blame. Will we see both the factions of the Akalis that run the SGPC in turn try and continue to play and stoke the flames of soft Khalistan for their vote banks? Or is there a way in which we can find closure, sir?
No, I personally feel, I'll just go back to Rahul briefly. I think in this particular case, even if there was no political function there, was a religious function, I personally feel if the Akal Takht Jathedar had spoken, only if Simranjit Singh Maan had also been allowed to speak, I think the whole incident could have been avoided. So either you don't have any kind of a function there, whether it is a political function or a religious discourse of this kind, and if you have that, then allow everybody to speak there. I think that is the way to move forward.
Okay, absolutely.
Rahul, what was the other point you were asking?
I was asking you about closure, because this is the 30th anniversary of Operation Bluestar. The wounds get reopened each time events like these, very unfortunate events like these unfold. How can those wounds be healed?
Well,
How can we find
Rahul,
closure?
I think the incident of this kind will be difficult to forget. But I think since the Sikhs are Punjabis are very progressive, and I think they have to move on. I personally feel that there should be an opportunity given to the Punjabis and particularly the Sikhs to bring about a closure. I think one of these things which should have been done over the years was to have a proper inquiry into the incidents leading on to Operation Bluestar and the way the Operation Bluestar was conducted and the incidents that happened after that. Now, unfortunately, there was no proper inquiry. So I think after the inquiry, I think there should have been a proper debate on this issue. Only then can you move forward.
Mr. Sirsa, it's been 30 years since Bluestar. Is there any possibility at all of parties working constructively towards finding closure? Or will we keep seeing different factions play politics to ensure that they can turn in the votes whenever elections happen? What are you doing towards ensuring that there is closure, sir?
Rahul, you know, in last 30 years, 24 years, it has been Congress who has been ruling in government of India, in the center, in Delhi. So there was no way out that you can get out the clear picture of what happened over there in Darbar Sahib.
Now what will you do? Now your government is in power at the center, Mr. Sirsa. What will you do?
Yes.
अब दरबार साहब का भी सेंटर सरकार जिम्मेदार है, हर बात पे सेंटर सरकार जिम्मेदार है। 7 साल से अकाली दल की सरकार है, वो वहां पे डिसीजन नहीं ले सकते। एक हुक्मनामा ये भी जारी करवा लो कि राजनीति बाहर होगी, इसमें क्या कौन सी?
Mr. Sirsa, answer my question. What will you do to find closure? Mr. Sirsa, answer my question. What will you do to seek closure?
Why they have not inquiry during those 10 years?
Yes, Mr. Sirsa, answer my question. You're being very evasive in your answers tonight.
Yeah, Nanavati commission was put up for these purposes only.
नानावती came.
Had there been
तलवार, हम अपने बच्चों को क्या कह के गुरुद्वारा साहब लेके जाएंगे? वो कहेंगे वो गुरुद्वारा जहाँ पे ये तलवारें चल रही हैं। क्या जवाब देंगे हम अपनी पीढ़ियों को यार?
तो who says that right? Who says that right?
हमारा धर्म सर्वत्र का भला मांगता है, पूरी दुनिया की भलाई।
Mr. Sirsa, how will we find closure? What are you doing now that you're in power in the SGPC in Harmandir Sahib? You're in power at the state. You're in power in the center. You have no excuse. You can't blame the Congress party. I want you to explain before I conclude. How will you find closure, sir?
Where did? Definitely, we are going to have, we want to have a settled inquiry about this, about the 1984, this Bluestar operation, and we have been initiating that, and in this government, we assure people that we will get all clear picture out of this, how it happened and why it happened and what was the reason behind this. That is the commitment of Shiromani Akali Dal, that in our manifesto also, and we will stand by this.
Prime Minister, what about during the Prime Ministership of I.K. Gujarat, Deva Gowda, Chandra Shekhar? What happened during that time?
Do you have any right to speak about that? Do you have any right to speak about that? You are the one who have been following Congress.
I have every right to speak on this. What you are talking?
सुरों पे देते हैं, जैसे कोई वीआईपी जाता है अलग लाइन से ले जाते हैं। वहाँ पे ये है कि भगवान का घर है, यहाँ राजा और रानी एक जैसे हैं।
This is very unfortunate. Different factions fighting in the Golden Temple.
जो आदमी 500 रुपए का मत्था देता है उसको 100 रुपए दे देते हैं, 10 रुपए टेक को तो नहीं देते हैं।
On television.
On the television.
Have you never been?
I will quit from the politics.
This is very unfortunate. This is the last thing people need to see. An ugly spat on TV, compounding ugly scenes on the floor right outside the Golden Temple. This is not what should be happening inside a temple premises. I'm going to end this over here. Bhagwant Maan, Paramjeet Sarna, Majinder Singh Sirsa, Kamar Sandhu. I hope lessons will be learned from what I am seeing so far.